Dear faithful, what happened to Antonia Salzano is surprising. Antonia Salzano is the mother of the venerated Carlo Acutis, the young man whose extraordinary and miraculous life captured the attention of the Catholic Church and believers around the world. Pope Francis on Thursday, the 23rd of May 2024, announced that Carlo Acutis will be canonized. But now let's talk about Antonia, still shaken but with a heart full of hope, who has finally decided to share with the world her extraordinary spiritual experiences, lived through a series of revelatory dreams in which her son and other saints appeared to her. These dreams are truly incredible and shocking. Not only did they confirm the sanctity of her son, but they also offered comfort and spiritual guidance to a mother heartbroken by the loss, but steadfast in her faith. Before starting, write a request for intercession to the young San Carlo Acutis in the comments of the video, also adding, Amen. Take a few seconds to ask for help with something really important and meaningful. Well, let's get back to us. It was the night between the 3rd and 4th of October when Carlo began to feel ill. His delicate health conditions forced Antonia Salzano to watch over him for many consecutive nights, anxious for the well-being of her beloved son. During one of those sleepless nights, Antonia had a dream that would prove premonitory. In the dream, she was inside a church, accompanied by Saint Francis of Assisi, the saint admired and loved by Carlo. The scene was surrounded by an atmosphere of sacredness and peace. Saint Francis, with a solemn gesture, indicated Carlo's face, which appeared imposing on the ceiling of the church. With a calm and reassuring voice, the saint revealed to Antonia that her son would have a very important role within the church. Upon awakening, Antonia was deeply touched and initially interpreted the vision as a sign that Carlo would embark on the path of priesthood, a path that the young man had expressed his desire to follow many times. Carlo, in fact, had shown a profound aspiration to dedicate his life to God, and the dream seemed to confirm this aspiration. However, the meaning of the dream was much deeper than Antonia could imagine at the time. The following night, while again keeping vigil beside her sick son, Antonia had a second revelation. In a state of half asleep, she clearly heard a voice announcing to her, "Carlo is about to die." Initially skeptical, Antonia interpreted these words as a negative thought generated by her anguished mind and decided not to pay attention to them. However, fate was about to unfold in a dramatic way. A few days later, on October 7th, Carlo was urgently admitted to the Mangiagalli Hospital in Monza, where the doctors diagnosed him with promyelocytic leukemia M3, an aggressive form of cancer that causes malignant cells to proliferate rapidly. The news of the diagnosis was devastating for Antonia, but Carlo, despite the severity of his condition, maintained extraordinary calm and unshakable faith. With a serenity that only a deep faith can give, the boy said to his mother, "The Lord called me. I offer all the suffering that I will have to suffer for the Lord, for the Pope, and for the entire Church. There are people who suffer much more than me. I am happy to die because I have lived my life without wasting even a minute in things that do not please God." These words, spoken with conviction and serenity, reflect Carlo's spiritual maturity and courage in the face of imminent death. He accepted his fate with an inner peace that inspired all those around him. On October 12th, Carlo Acutis left this earth, but his last words and his extraordinary faith continue to resonate in the hearts of those who knew him and venerate him today. Antonia Salzano's premonitory dream turned out to be a true prophecy. Saint Francis of Assisi, who appeared to her in a dream, had warned Antonia that her son Carlo would die young, but that he would occupy a special place next to God and would be proclaimed blessed and subsequently saint, thus confirming his divine destiny. This prophetic dream not only predicted Charles's untimely death, but also highlighted the deep spiritual connection he had with Saint Francis of Assisi. Carlo found comfort and inspiration in the places dear to Saint Francis, often retreating to them in search of peace and silence. These spiritual retreats reflected Charles's desire to follow the example of Saint Francis, living a simple and devout life. Perhaps, as the dream suggests, Charles's premature death and his rapid elevation to the altars of heaven had been predicted by St. Francis as a sign of achieving the inner peace that Charles had always sought. This peace, which Carlo found in his faith and devotion, continues to inspire those who follow his example of Christian living. The connection between Charles and St. Francis was deep and significant. Charles not only admired the saint for his commitment to the poor and marginalized, but also sought to emulate his life of simplicity and service. His choice to retreat in prayer in places linked to St. Francis symbolized his desire to find that same inner peace and dedication to the service of others. The prophecy of St. Francis, therefore, not only predicted Carlo's fate, but also confirmed the profound spiritual bond between the two. Carlo Acutis's path toward sainthood reached its culmination on October 10, 2020, when he was beatified in Assisi, a city that occupied a special place in his heart and in his spirituality. This extraordinary event marked the fulfillment of the prophecy revealed to his mother. Charles's beatification was a celebration of his short but extraordinarily devoted life, which inspired countless people around the world. Now on October 12th, Charles will be officially recognized as a saint, joining the ranks of saints in heaven. During an interview, Antonia Salzano shared her profound reflection on her son's life and death. His illness, his death, his short life, everything was part of God's plan. God had chosen Carlo as an example for the young people of this historical period. His words resonate with an unshakable faith and a deep understanding of the spiritual meaning of Carlo's life. Antonia sees in her son's journey not only a personal tragedy, but also a divine plan that made Carlo a symbol of hope and inspiration. Antonia also revealed that after Charles's death, she had numerous dreams in which her son often appeared to her accompanied by other saints. In these dreams, Carlo announced future events to her and sent her messages of hope and comfort. One of these dreams was about the birth of twins, a prophecy that came true when Antonia gave birth to 2 children a few years after Carlo's death. Carlo's mother sees her mission in continuing her son's spiritual legacy through the Carlo Acutis Foundation, which promotes projects in the social and religious fields. This foundation works tirelessly to spread the message of love and faith that Carlo embodied throughout his life. Charles's sanctification was confirmed by numerous miracles attributed to his intercession, including that of a young Costa Rican woman who awoke from a coma after her mother prayed before Charles's tomb in Assisi. This miracle, recognized by Pope Francis, strengthened the Church's faith in Charles's holiness and consolidated his position as a model of faith for young people around the world. Carlo Acutis, a young man who dedicated his life to God and charity, is now a ray of hope for many. His story continues to inspire, reminding us that holiness can be achieved through daily actions of love and dedication to others. His intercession is a powerful sign of God's presence in our lives, and his example remains a shining guide for all those who seek to live a life of authentic faith. The life of Carlo Acutis is an extraordinary testimony to the transformative power of faith and love. His devotion to God and his commitment to those in need left an indelible mark on the hearts of those who knew him and those who were touched by his story. His beatification and imminent canonization are a recognition of his lasting impact and an invitation to follow his example of Christian living. For Antonia Salzano, her son's prophetic dreams and apparitions have been a source of comfort and spiritual guidance on her faith journey. These dreams not only confirmed Charles' sanctity, but also revealed the divine plan behind his short but significant life. Through the Carlo Acutis Foundation, Antonia continues to carry on her son's spiritual legacy, spreading his message of love, faith, and service. The story of Carlo Acutis teaches us that holiness is not a privilege reserved for the few, but an invitation open to all. Through our daily actions, we can demonstrate God's love and make a difference in the lives of others, just like Carlo did. His existence and his example encourage us to seek the divine presence in every moment and to dedicate ourselves to the service of others with generosity and passion. As we approach the canonization of Carlo Acutis, his story continues to touch the hearts of many, inviting us to reflect on the meaning of faith, love, and service in our lives. His intercession and example guide us on our spiritual journey, reminding us that we are all called to live holy lives and be witnesses of God's love in the world. If you haven't done so yet, leave a request for intercession to the young San Carlo Acutis in the comments of the video, also writing Amen. Take a few seconds to ask for help with something really important. May the example of Carlo Acutis continue to inspire us to live a life of faith, love, and service, and may his intercession guide us on our path to holiness. In saying goodbye, we invite you to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thank you with all my heart.